Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Smile, the Makeover Scoop, the tell-all podcast that delves into the world of cosmetic dentistry and jaw-dropping beauty makeovers. I'm your host, Laetitia Greco, and in this podcast, we're spilling the tea on teeth, trends, and transformations, answering all the burning questions you guys are dying to know. Now, this isn't your average dentist podcast, and I want to say that because it's the first episode, so you guys know what we're all about. This is unfiltered and unapologetically juicy, because in this chair, nothing is off limits. So a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Melbourne. I come from a very big and loud Greek-Italian family. I am a huge movie buff too. Some of you may know me from Instagram and TikTok at That Aussie Film Chick. So I've been working in the film marketing space for over 6 years now. So I'm a film marketer by trade, turned presenter / model, and I competed in Miss Universe Australia last year and came runner-up. So I guess you could say I'm a beauty queen, right? And with that means that I do keep up to date with all the latest beauty trends and celeb gossip, all the important stuff like who's secretly done lipo and who's got a facelift but hasn't been honest about it. But this podcast isn't just about me. Every week I will be bringing in guests and experts to talk about all the things that you guys want to know. So strap in and let's get into this episode. Well, I have a very special guest with me in the studio today, the founder of Vogue Dental Studios and the visionary behind this podcast, Dr. Deepan Duraisamy, or as we all know him, Dr. Dee. Now, if you Google Dr. Dee's name, you will know that he is not just any dentist. He is a trailblazer in the field of cosmetic and reconstructive dentistry and has transformed the smiles and lives of countless celebrities and everyday people. So Dr. Dee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, you are the visionary behind this podcast and this incredible setup, obviously, that we've got going on here. What are you thinking of this? Is this what you were thinking? It is a bit controversial, isn't it?
Controversial, yeah. That's what I thought too.
Let's start with the name, Smile, the Makeover Scoop. What were you thinking when you said, let's start a podcast?
So it's not just about teeth. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to break down the myths surrounding cosmetic field, where cosmetic and reconstructive, or how it's seen by general population. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to give both sides. Yep. Is it good to have your present yourself the best version, or where are we crossing the line and when is too much too much?
Absolutely. And I think that, there are a lot of podcasts out there in general, but a lot of podcasts that are very straight medical channels too. And I think that what our point of difference here on Smile the Makeover Scoop is that we're really delving into everything. We're spilling the tea on things. It's very unfiltered and a bit juicy, a bit naughty too.
A little filtered when it comes from me.
Yes, a little bit. But when we look at this logo though, for people who can't see, who are not watching on YouTube at the moment, let's just break it down for them. We've got these beautiful, gorgeous big lips. We've got the tongue moment hanging out. We've got these great teeth. And then we've even got, looks like, what? Is this sexy lady on a spoon going into the mouth? Is this all you, this logo?
Well, I was part of it.
Come on, tell us.
I was part of it, but I had to give the final okay.
Yeah.
Because it represents the world as we see in terms of cosmetic makeovers, where it's been over-sexualized and being consumed every day, whether too much of it is not good for us, where do we stop? And it's also stereotyped to women, where we see a lot of men seeking cosmetic treatments, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all to present yourself the best version of what you want to. But so we wanted to point it out and go like, why?
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think the team have really hit the nail on the head with this. And I think, the objective behind this is to really, showcase it all. And we're not just a straight dentistry podcast, and we're not a stuffy medical channel either, which is great. What do you want people to take away from this podcast?
So we wanted to hear from the experts who are in the field and what they see on social media, what they don't see, what are the pros and cons. So they can consume the information to more make an informed decision before they venture into any kind of treatments that are optional. Necessary treatments, of course, but every other possible treatment that you're seeking to change your body or change the way you look, smile, whatever that is, we want them to make an informed decision. So our content is more like a research tool where they get some parts or most parts of the puzzle get to hear from us and go on the internet, source the information right, see what is backing up that, have more than one consultations from the experts in the field. Make your own decisions.
Absolutely. And I think with the range of guests and experts that we will have in this season.
Is that a secret now?
No. Well, we've told everyone. We've got a lot out there that's coming this season, which is very, very exciting. So there's a lot for people to look forward to. Now, Dee, on your background, I mean, you've been in the dental industry for what now, over 20 years?
So you guys are making me old, right?
No, absolutely
21
not.
21 years to be precise.
21 years. That is a long time. Tell me,
right.
why dentistry?
Hey, if I'm not lying, I didn't have the scores for med school, right?
Okay, you're really exposing yourself
that's
here.
Right, I know. Right. I was thrown into dentistry, and wise words came from my old man, who is a GP. He's 79 this year, and back then in the year 12, didn't have the scores, did need dental school. He goes, if you do go into a dentistry, you don't have to wake up like me in the middle of the night and keep running around for your EDs and other stuff. Then I thought, okay.
I see.
Just try it out. And then.
So did you go through school thinking that you wanted to do dentistry? Did you ever have an interest in it?
I didn't have a dislike for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I started, I don't want to make up a story where I was passionate thinking about dentistry, teeth every night. No, it just happened organically.
And I think obviously with the influence of, your old man as well too, within that similar field, I think naturally, I think when you have parents in similar fields, you end up picking up and you follow a similar path. Now, Vogue Dental Studios, obviously you've had this for a very, very long time. What inspired you to start Vogue Dental Studios?
So prior to starting that, I felt inspirational and things were changing, which meant a lot to people when they went through a journey where they started, and seeing through the dental journey of orthodontics was my primary start, where I could see the changes happening over the years, over the year or two of braces, and then suddenly they look back at their start photos and they go like, whoa, that's changed a lot. So then educated myself in bits and pieces of cosmetic dentistry, where cosmetic dentistry is a mix of quite a few tools of dentistry. So it's not a one thing that you got to know a bit of everything, and you got to know it really well. Right. So the formative years of first 7 years was more about education, getting the right education and experience. Then it all came together, just thought, okay, now if I'm serious about it, I have to choose to do that rather than keep doing everything in dentistry. So started a place 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Vogue Dental Studios 2014. I would go back to say November 11th or something was the first day.
Yeah.
With the thought we'll have an exclusive place for cosmetic and reconstructive dentistry.
And the name Vogue Dental Studios, I mean, for anyone that just hears it doesn't know much about what you guys do, it sounds very chic and very, very premium, very upscale. What was the inspo behind the name?
Cosmetic requirements change time to time, just like style, right? So what's in vogue?
Yes.
So to keep it contemporary and just mean that we're in trend.
Love that. And I guess with that comes, the influence of social media. And
Absolutely.
We were chatting as well before off camera too about, cosmetic dentistry in this space and how accessible this information is for people now to, on their mobile devices, they can access, thousands of dentists and see so much out there. And with that means that they're also seeing what other people look like too. And they're, comparing themselves constantly and looking at, her teeth are nicer than mine and why don't mine look like that, and all that sort of stuff that comes with this industry. So tell me a little bit about kind of your experience in this field and with, the clinic and the patients that you have and what the influence of social media in that space is.
So social media should be considered a part of the content, where that shouldn't be your sole decision to make permanent changes on yourself or to make lifestyle choices just purely researching one group of social media, where we see, like how you mentioned, a lot of pressure put on people who are consuming this social media in a way that this influencer who has influenced me has got this done, done. And kind of it gets to that extreme, and it puts you always one step below. And we also have to note that these are enhanced images, and they're the best pictures that are chosen to put it. I don't even have to mention the negatives of this having on mental health. Right. At the same time, when it comes to a clinical provider, we are exposing ourselves with our work, putting our befores and afters, which can be scrutinized 24/7, where jump on it, look for work that you like. Make sure it's standardized. The way how it's projected is not inducing treatment, but just to show plainly what we could achieve. And if every provider who puts it out there, then you have more choices to compare providers. Take that as one source of information. Then do your research. Then go for consultations. Make sure you have at least 3 consultations from 3 independent providers who you have chosen looking at their own work and the other research. Then, and it should include a specialist in the field as well. Then you can sit back, take your emotions out, choose whether you want to go ahead with the treatment, no, and do I need, what are my options? Do I always have to be influenced towards what I would love to have versus what I need? So then make your choice more informed.
Yeah. And I think, it's a fair point you make. I think social media has created a little bit of a monster in a sense too, where, we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, and there is this ideal, particularly where it concerns teeth, and we have seen it in recent years on, reality shows and things like Love Island.
Absolutely.
That look of the really big, white phosphorus teeth is kind of in, and I think for people, that haven't had that sort of work done, then they start getting in their mind and contemplating, is this something that I need to get done? So I know you mentioned before, you do a lot of work in the cosmetic dentistry space, but you also do reconstructive dentistry.
That's right.
Can you explain the difference?
Yeah. So cosmetic dentistry, looking superficially into it, you think everything's about glam and the super white neon teeth. But for majority, when I have to say, if I see 100 patients seeking treatment, more than 92% are purely reconstructive. Yes, the objective is cosmetic, but they've lost something they had. Priorities in their life has changed, so they have let go of their teeth health, and now they're trying to get back. So it's more reestablishing the health, oral hygiene and health, and the reconstruction of those lost tooth structure. Of course, cosmetic outcome is a byproduct. But yeah, that's where it's cosmetic dentistry, the word's been overused without realizing.
Yes, and I think it's created some confusion.
That's exactly right. And veneers are frowned upon by those who haven't done the research or those who just dismiss it off without any.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's life-changing for a lot of people out there.
Absolutely it is. And your name is synonymous with countless, celebrity smile transformations. You've worked on reality TV stars, athletes, beauty queens. But I think what some people might not know about you is the work that you do in giving back to the community, and more specifically those who may not be able to access dental care. So can you tell us a little bit about the Bring Back a Smile Foundation?
Yeah. So Bring Back a Smile Foundation, I think 2010, now it goes into the 14th year. So it's not about taking money from anyone for the foundation or donating money, but if you have skills that you can, it could benefit someone else. You just donate your skills, your time and your skills towards someone, where it's your day's work, but for someone else, it's life-changing. So I've said this before, it's not a charity that I'm trying to give away. It's actually, I'm getting endless happiness when I can use my skills, what I feel like can make changes in people's lives.
Of course, and that feeling of giving back to must be, an incredible feeling.
Absolutely. And every other person, doesn't matter what walk of life and what they come from in their professional field, if you ask them to, say, donate me $1,000, we can think about it. But what if, give me 3 hours of your time unpaid for someone who's going to make a huge difference, we all will say yes.
For sure. And I love that. And I think that, I know that your foundation has had such a huge impact over the years, and I've read the stories of people who have, seen you and been treated, people as young as 11 years old, who have been born with rare dental conditions, and you've really changed people's lives in this sense. And I think that for people who are, and I'll say, genetically blessed naturally with nice teeth, I think don't realise how much of an advantage that is. And I don't just mean it from an aesthetic point of view of just, looking nice in photos.
Yeah.
Even things when we look at, career success or, job opportunities. I think there's studies out there that have shown that, people who have naturally nice teeth are more likely to actually get hired, which even just that thought is incredible. And so I think it's one of those privileges that often goes unnoticed, but it can make a huge impact in someone's life. Is there a particular patient or someone that you've seen over the years through the foundation that has had a really big impact on you?
Yeah, we've seen a few. We've over the years, we've seen quite a few. The most recent one where this lovely gentleman who was 38, 39, was going to take money out of his nest savings of 40 grand because he grew up in a housing commission, couldn't afford dentistry at that time, didn't have good lifestyle choices of knowing about diet and influence on the teeth. But now he's doing really well. He wants to straighten up his life, but the teeth were the only thing that was letting go. And he was ready to get all his teeth pulled out and have a new set of implants and his smile. But the thing is, it has let him down so much that when they go through so much, and a lot of people will relate to this, for him, we saved all the teeth. And
so you didn't actually have to remove any?
No, you didn't have to remove because it's a 39-year-old with no aggressive gum disease. Right. Yes, multiple teeth are missing, but there's more than one way of holding it.
Okay.
Yes, we can remove all teeth and put some implants in, which could be a good option for someone else, but it shouldn't be just compared, hey, I'm spending on this versus that. Which one do I choose? A big factor goes in how much of a usable life do we have? And every dentistry has usable time. It may not be your lifetime. So you may need additional care. So if we exhaust the natural teeth away prematurely, where they could have been saved, then what are we going to do when the advanced surgery fails? Right? We're complicating ourselves. So preserving your teeth and changing a lifestyle of what cost the damage is so important. So with Josh, it was an amazing change. And you can see the emotions. And this happens every single time where you would think, hey, you've done your job. But the reactions, what you get is like, no.
And what's that feeling like for you?
Proud.
Proud.
Proud, happy. And it's a teamwork,
Yeah.
right? The first thing is this, I'm the known face, but it's an entire team that works together to recreate. They think about you every single day. Still, they send me every year reminders when they got their new smile and how much it's changed their life. They've got a new job, new partner now. Kids are growing up. I feel human again.
Yeah.
That goes, when they say those kind of things, you go, wow.
That's incredible.
That's an impact.
That's
it's not
incredible.
that you did anything amazing. It's your skills that you're giving.
For sure.
But, yeah, it makes me happy.
Absolutely. And I think, the fact that you guys do so much work in that space, giving back to the community beyond what people just see, on Instagram too. Of course, you guys, as I said, do a lot of beautiful, cosmetic work too, but I think that reconstructive space, and particularly with the Bring Back a Smile Foundation, is super important. So for anyone listening, Vogue Dental are actually offering a smile makeover giveaway valued at $750,000, which is incredible. So if you feel that you would be eligible, you can email a few photos and a 50-word or less description of why you should be chosen for the giveaway to info@bringbackasmile.org. The giveaway ends 31st of March, and you can read the full T's and C's on the Vogue Dental Studios website. Dee's looking down the lens of the camera now. Dee, how exciting for you guys to be giving away
Hey, this is
smile
the fourth
makeovers.
year. What, isn't it the fourth year of giveaway?
Incredible.
Yeah. Intern behind
We've
the
got the team behind the camera here.
Is it the fourth year now?
She's nodding. Yes.
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth
She's
year.
nodding. Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
And we started with 2. Then last year was 15. And what it means, you see 15 happy smiles. And these are people who did not have other avenues of getting their dream fulfilled. And and they all left happy, and we're still in touch with everyone because we support what we do.
I love that.
And when it goes to the most deserving people.
For sure. Love that.
So we try our best. And we want other health providers to be actually take a leaf out of our book. We are happy to support with any kind of support that we can have. So if they could find time to do similar things, we'll always be helpful there.
For sure.
So
Absolutely.
we want to spread the word and get the good deed going. What goes around comes back.
Well, we love the work that you and the team do here, Dee. And to wrap, we're going to do a round of rapid fire questions. So we're going to change up the two. No, you're not in trouble. We are going to just...
Hey, I did ask her to give me those questions.
No,
so
I'm not giving you
the
questions.
She goes, nah. Okay, I don't know what I'm on. Yeah,
on the spot,
okay.
we want short, sharp answers.
Are
you ready?
I'll try.
Are you ready?
I'll try.
Question number 1. What is your go-to coffee order?
Almond latte.
You drink almond milk as well. Is not drinking full cream a dietary thing, or is it just a personal choice?
I don't know. I did develop some kind of
intolerance.
That's right. It was just and then chose to change it over 5 years ago, and I feel better.
Yes, you and
nothing
me both.
against full cream milk, guys.
Yeah, no, you and me both can bond over that lactose intolerance. Last movie or TV show you watched?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah. Okay. If you weren't a dentist, what would you be doing?
Don't know.
Surely there's another career or something else that you would do.
Maybe a pretty bad photographer.
A photographer? Are you good at taking photos?
Oh, I think I'm good.
You think you're good?
Really
what would your team say?
Just ask
if they were to look through your camera roll.
I think they'll agree. Sarah will agree behind the camera.
Cameraman, are we getting a nod from you?
Intern's going to agree.
Okay. Yep,
right.
they're...
Hey, you guys are not lying, right? Right. And what does Dee bring in to show that he's a great photographer? It's 2011 trip to Masai Mara, right? So wildlife photographer, so I can...
Okay. Do you have a really nice camera that you use that you carry around, or is it just your iPhone?
You know what? Sal tells me now those are all outdated, but I'm still an old...
Oh, I like a good camera, buddy.
What was it, D90? That's
that.
Ancient, but some full frames. Yeah. I love exploring and figuring out now that it's all digital, so it makes it.
It's true. And look, the truth is that iPhones have become so great and the cameras are becoming, more and more exceptional that you don't need to carry around a proper camera, but I do like a good camera. What is your most used emoji? And don't lie to me because I'll make you pull out your phone.
What is that? Black thumbs up?
Thumbs up? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Or prayer hands.
Oh, prayer hands.
I do the prayer hands a bit as well.
Apparently it's not thank you. Is that right? Or is it for thank you?
Yeah, it is a bit of a thank you.
Apparently.
Thank you / amen. Yeah. Depends.
Okay. Yeah, I don't use it as just one. Yeah. I always have to have one and another. And
what's your other one? Do you pair it with something?
No. Twice. Thank you, right?
Oh, you do thank you.
Thank you, right? And they always laugh at me thinking I'm a bit too old for it, but sometimes a lot of emojis cloud up in 10. What's it go?
Memojis.
Memojis, yeah, stickers. I can make stickers there.
What does your memoji look like? Can I see? Have you got your phone?
Do I?
Oh, he doesn't have his phone on
I don't have my phone on me.
Oh, you've been good. You've left it out of the filming room.
I always don't carry my phone around. Someone's holding it all the time.
Well, I will be checking your memoji after.
Cool.
Next question. What is the biggest misconception about the work you do?
It's all cosmetic. That's, again, cosmetic dentistry. It's got a lot more meaning to it. It's just not all vanity.
Yeah.
Right. Vanity is not bad, but a lot of reconstructive dentistry goes into it, and a lot of life-changing things happen. And again, life-changing is an overused word. What it means, it does actually change a lot of people's day-to-day life. So reconstructive dentistry should be the way how it should be seen as.
What is your favourite travel destination? And it might be taking us back to your 2011 trip. by the sounds of it.
Damn, I've already said that, didn't I? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the place that I would want to go back. And now that my boys are 4 and 5, I'm waiting for another year or two to take them back.
To take them on, to get them out there. What is the most outrageous request you've ever got from a patient?
A bottle opener on an implant.
Oh, what? Sorry?
A bottle opener.
A bottle opener
trick.
on an implant?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they just wanted to have a party trick. We're not going to actually say whether we did it or not.
I feel like that is such an Australian thing to do, to have a bottle opener on your tooth.
Yeah, and we're not going to tell you whether we delivered one or not. Okay, people are going to judge us.
Okay, you can tell me off camera then if you actually did it, because I'm very interested now. What is one beauty trend that you'd love to see disappear in 2025?
Beauty trend that disappear. Don't know.
Do you know which one comes to mind?
Yeah.
Thinking about it
What's
now?
yours?
The girls that put gems on their tooth.
Hey, I'm not a big fan of that, but I've done that so many times.
Okay.
Right.
Was that a regular thing? I feel like that was a big thing in 2024.
It's a little tacky, but you know what? If that's going to make them feel special, bling.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked someone out of a procedure because you didn't think it was for them?
Oh, yeah, every day.
All the time?
Every day. Not all the time, but every day.
I'm curious how those conversations go, though. If you have someone that comes in that's, really gung-ho or passionate about something that they want to get done, how do you approach that?
So it comes down to, when you chat a bit more, it comes down to say, how are they driven towards it? If they say, my friend's got it, so I want it. That's a different thing, right? Or someone else got it. If they bring in an album of photos to show, this is what I want, that's what I want. Then it's not, you don't have to be dismissive. I go through the process of screening a lineup. We spend a lot of time on consults, not convincing people, but just to hear them. And it's important when you hear them, then you make your assessment where they are. And we do have a strict protocol about screening patients. And sometimes it's not right to do so, because they're thinking of a quick shortcut where you don't want to have braces or straightening teeth, but want to go straight on veneers and crowns, where you're going to cut a lot of healthy teeth away, and they're still so young.
And I think as providers too, you almost do have a duty of care, right? It's kind of that fine balance between ethics and then
it's
actually doing the work.
I wouldn't have to say it as duty of care. Of course, no dismissal of that, but it should be in the nature of the provider that we're there to help them.
For sure.
Of course, we all make money, but when do we stay ethical, and what's responsible aesthetics?
For sure. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice. Again, I have to go back to my old man. Yeah. So if you've tried sincerely and you've done everything that you could, don't look back at the results. Just everything gives you an experience.
I love that, and I think that's a really good philosophy.
I think, it's hard to follow that, but, you get emotional. I've tried hard. I couldn't do it, but I think you take something.
For sure. I often say if you give 150% to it, then you shouldn't look back and have any regrets.
Yeah.
What is your favourite guilty pleasure snack that ruins your teeth? Come on, tell us.
I don't have one, actually.
You don't have one?
No, actually, I don't. I don't.
I have one.
Really, I don't have one.
I have one.
What is
yours? Are you going to
yours?
really judge me?
Yes.
No?
Yeah, I don't judge people. Come on.
I really like Coke Zero. But don't tell anyone.
Coke Zero.
Yes.
Okay. Let me put this into perspective, all right? Okay. And then you can choose to do it. Sorry, now it's my turn to interview you.
Here we go.
I'm not against, so I'm not judging, okay? How old are you now?
25.
Okay. You've looked at the label, Coke Zero. It says zero sugar. Why is it terrible? Let me ask you the question. Because it can be informative for the viewers, right? Because it says zero sugar, right?
It does say zero sugar. Yeah. I just know that there's a lot of other crap in it that's not good for you. There'd be other chemicals and stuff. I mean, I've seen that you can actually clean toilets with it, right?
Great example. Well,
and I'm just concerned now what it's doing to my teeth and actually my insides, right?
Insides, I'm not qualified to say that, but I can tell you what it can do to the teeth, right? It's not just Coke Zero, but any kind of any kind of soft drinks, which you think there's no sugar, you look around the pH. Just Google what's the pH of Coke Zero. It could be, and it'll be somewhere around 3.3 to 3.5. Right? And your teeth survive at a pH of 5. Anything less than that, the most protective layer of our enamel starts rusting away. And when you lose your enamel, and it usually happens around the gum line or in between your teeth where you don't even realize. So when we see an x-ray, if we started seeing holes or fillings, multiple fillings right in between teeth, it's usually a liquid damage. If you talk to them more about it, there'll be a diet choice of Coke, Pepsi, whatever soft drinks, Red Bulls. Then again, yes, you want the caffeine hit, but then you're putting in a pH of 3.5, 3.3. Enamel gets abused so badly, and doesn't matter how good brush. They'll go like, I brush every day. I don't need sugar. I don't need sugar. But then the prompting question is, I'm sipping a can of Coke every day, or I'm on my Red Bull. I need the caffeine hit, and it becomes a habit. Right, and you can definitely see they need fillings. And you leave it longer, you're losing a tooth premature, where it is avoidable damage. So sensible diet choices. You can still spoil yourself once in a while.
I don't drink Coke Zero every day, but I do though sometimes. You know, like you just get that feeling when you just want.
Oh, we're all allowed to. I have soft drinks.
So what's your guilty pleasure then?
I don't have a guilty pleasure. I don't need to have it. Come on. Maybe Macca's. Right?
Oh, okay. What's your go-to Macca's order then? Tell me.
Double quarter pounder.
Oh, love a quarter pounder. Love a quarter pounder. Last question for you, Dee. Flossing every day. Be honest, yes or no?
Yes. Answer is yes. And now we do have the advent of water flossers and stuff. Again, when you go to flossing, every dentist now is like, do it every day, do it every day. Do they do it at home? Could be your question. And what happens after a dental visit, there'll be about a week where you want to follow the instructions, and then you find it that it's not a practical thing that you can do it every day. Though, if someone can build a habit into it, amazing. So every other part of your teeth get cleaned with your brushing and whatnot, but the in between your teeth is a place where most times we have issues, where it doesn't get cleaned well. So it ends up with gum problems, food packed in there, and you have, of course, you don't have a fresh breath. So my suggestion would be to try and make it a habit. If you've done it for about a month, then it becomes part of you. Yes. It becomes drilled into you.
It is. It's a habit. You're right.
And and you feel guilty if you don't do it.
For sure. I mean, when I brush my teeth, if I don't floss, my teeth don't feel clean, and I just cannot sleep. It's a thing of like
that's the thing, right? It's now a habit.
It's become a part of me.
You can't. You're missing something.
For sure.
All right. So absolutely, I'm all for flossing.
All for flossing. You heard it here first, guys. Floss your teeth. Don't just brush. Dee.
Make a habit of flossing. So the thing is, set up a counter, do it for a month. Without fail, doesn't matter how hard it is, doesn't matter if you've never done it, where we have a lot of people swearing, I've never touched a floss. So no one's judging you, but it's a great way to keep up your gum health and overall hygiene.
It is. Protect the teeth, protect the gums. Dee, thank you so much for coming on the show today. What a great conversation.
Absolutely.
So much fun unpacking all that. Episodes will be released every Thursday morning on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So set your clocks because you will not want to miss what we have in store this season. Thank you for joining us for the very first episode of Smile the Makeover Scoop. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Smile the Makeover Scoop. It is the same handle across all our channels. Next week, we will be diving into a Valentine's Day themed episode, and we are turning up the heat. Dee's looking at me now. He's thinking, oh dear, what could you guys possibly be talking about?
Right, yeah, it's because I've got no clue. But
I don't think we briefed you on this, but basically we are talking about all the juiciest questions, from date night dental tips to, spicy questions that our listeners are going to write in. Things that you are dying to ask a dentist, but you might be too embarrassed to. So we will be diving into all of that next week with our special guest. And if there is anything else that you guys do want to see on the podcast, topics that you want to hear, questions.
Comment below.
Yeah, comment. You can DM us. Dee's got his fingers up now. We're going to comment down below. And you can also email us at hello@smilethemakeoverscoop.com.au because we have so much coming up this season. But we want to hear from you guys
exciting.
too. It is very exciting. So
And next episode, I'm going to practice as good as what she taught, right? Okay, this episode, whoever's watching, please forgive me. I didn't know where to keep my hand.
Fabulous.
I didn't know where to look at. I don't know. So, but the more I see her talking, I feel like, okay, Sal, you need to do a lot of, and we'll do a separate side cuts, all right? Okay. Or take me away from that angle, only she can, and they can hear my voice. But I'm going to practice. Okay.
Dee, you were fabulous. You were fabulous. We will have you again on another episode of this. Guys, please stay tuned for it. We have so much coming up this season, so we will catch you all next week. Bye for now.
We're having fun. Thank you, guys.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice. Please consult with a professional for specific advice tailored to your situation.